Frederick Douglass said it's easier to rebuild strong children than to rebuild broken men. So with Trinity Team, we're going back to the future, and I'm gonna build on that little boy that's inside of me and make him strong so we can help the future. But all 2023 know that Trinity Team here to make a movement. Let's go back to the future.
New Orleans Westbank, about a 10-minute drive from downtown French Quarter. What separates the East Bank and West Bank is only a body of water. So let's get into this story. In the late 80s and early 90s, if you were considered a middle class or well-to-do family, you either moved to New Orleans East, to Metairie, or on the West Bank, which we would say across the river. So places like Gretna, Harvey, some places in Marrero, and Avondale were predominantly white and Asian, Vietnamese in particular. The exception is Algiers, the 15th ward. And the reason for this is because even though it's on the West Bank, it's in Orleans Parish. So when those guys get in trouble, they go to the parish. So the East Bank and all of their rappers were given all the respect. MCT Tucker, DJ Herb, Lil Elk, DJ Jimmy, all of these guys were pioneers on the New Orleans bounce scene. And the West Bank didn't have any until a young phenomenon by the name of Bust Down showed up. Now, Bust Down changed the course of music, a voice like none other. People just recently started seeing his face, but everyone knew his voice. He was a phenomenon, a giant on that microphone. He actually got the attention of Luke Skywalker from 2 Live Crew. You could get the story from him. Go watch Nola Zine, old interview, and another one with Donnie Houston. He breaks down everything, how he started, why he stopped rapping, and where he's at now. He also paved the way for his homie MC Thick. They started rapping out together as a rap duo called Thick and Thin. A lot of people don't know that. But Bust Down, because he was getting so much buzz, ended up doing his solo thing. And a hook that he had got on with MC Thick kept the name Thick. And of course, Bust Down told him go ahead and keep it. That's his homie. He wanted to see him prevail. So at this time, the West Bank was running the show. We talking early 90s. And MC Thick did for Marrero what NWA did for Compton. Everybody that heard MC Thick's music wanted to know what was Marrero and where was Marrero.
what he did. I'm the horror you would dream about when you was a kid. But now you're grown and you're sick, cause you can't defeat this. Don't wanna back down, cause that's a sign of weakness. That's the previous battle, you thought that was the last of me. But now I'm back and I'm causing a catastrophe. Look in my eyes and you're wondering what that flash could be. That's my mind reacting telepathically.
Real slow, but the fellas be yelling. Real slow, but the fellas be yelling.
MC Thick died in 1996, so respects and condolences to him and his family. But he would have been one of them ones, man. He actually worked with George Clinton before he died, and he was another one that talent was undeniable. So rest in peace, big homie. And then come the Night from the Heights, from Kennedy Heights, Avondale, my man Tim Smooth. Shout out to my cousin Juan and Red Brick Media. That was his era. They cut up.
I got to get mine. I got to have it. Check this out. Sit all of your rappers down and hand me a mic. And I'ma show you something, brothers, what a real rapper sound like. I don't dance like Ham or sing like Patty, but I'm the example of a for real Max Daddy. Here's an intro, simple and plain. I'm the Knight from the Heights. Tim Smooth is my name. The benefactor boy. Strictly legit. 165 pounds or something you shouldn't clown with.
He used to actually get his hair cut from my other cousin Mike. But then he went on his pimp run, is what I call it. But you could hear it in his music. And then they discovered Mystical when they got with Big Boy Records, and he used to ghostwrite for Mystical as well. And a lot of people don't even know. A lot of Mystical music came from Tim Smooth. But the homie died of cancer at an early age, man. So rest in peace to Tim Smooth, man. My favorite Tim Smooth first was on that boy Rated X album. It's called Knucklehead Chick.
I'm not shocked, but I got news for your book. They gon' let them stick you cause they gon' get you first and they gon' fuck around. Plus they found a gulp in the car, seal lit, and a stash where your old man stuffed around. Under the seat, in a bag full of cash, right under his heat. And it's hot, and it got 2 murders on it, and you don't want it now. How much you love this nigga? Stupid. You can lose them kids for this.
The landscape changed late 90s going into the 2000s. Mr. Richard Pena, I don't know if you guys are familiar with him, drug kingpin, but he actually lived in Avondale. This is the one that was allegedly investing in No Limit Records. Master P say it's not true, so I have to take a man for his word. But the word on the streets is Pena, who was also the uncle of Cain and Abel, wanted to invest in a record company. But post-Hurricane Katrina, because a lot of people moved from the East Bank to the West Bank, you couldn't tell it apart as far as the crime and the murders and all the stuff that was going on. So that changed tremendously post-Katrina. But it made way for a new era of West Bank rappers. Most notably, Baby Boy the Prince, He had the remix with Bootsy. That was on all the urban stations and the white people stations. And then came Darwin, aka Choppa Style, probably the most famous of them all till this day because of the New Orleans Saints. But this dance had them going crazy then, still got them going crazy now, but it's more so of that beat.
When the record came on, it was like the first time I ever heard it because it was just my favorite team was playing my song and dancing to it.
16 years after New Orleans rapper Choppa dropped his hit Choppa Style, it's making a huge comeback in large part thanks to the New Orleans Saints.
I was in the Superdome when we played the Washington Redskins. The song came on and the crowd just went crazy. To see Alvin Kamara, to see Mark Ingram on the sideline doing my dance, it was just amazing to me.
The Saints have taken Choppa Style on the road when their videos dancing to the song went viral after defeating the Bucs in Tampa Bay.
Teddy Bridgewater, when he started hitting the motorbike looking dance, I said, oh my goodness, like it just made me feel so good.
And the Saints choosing to showcase a local artist is making Who Dat Nation feel good too, sending us their Choppa Style video.
Yeah, Choppa Style, chop, chop, Choppa Style.
Chop, chop, Choppa Style, Choppa Style, chop, chop. I mean, I'm just thankful, man. It's a blessing.
And Choppa told me it's not necessarily about who's doing the dance right and who's doing it wrong, just that everybody is having fun. But he did tell me it's all in the hands if you're looking for his master tip. Outside the Superdome tonight, Juliana Mazza, WDSU News.
If you come in here and you want to know the difference between the East Bank and West Bank, I'm going to let my homegirl tell it to you in tourist form.
If you're thinking of moving to New Orleans, Louisiana, or maybe the surrounding areas, well, you've come to the right place. Today we're going to talk about the West Bank versus the East Bank. So West Bank, best bank? That's the article that I've chosen because I thought it was super interesting and that you guys might find it interesting as well. So basically the West Bank versus the East Bank. Now, whether you're looking to buy in 9 days or 90 days, give me a call, shoot me a text, or send me an email so I can help you with your smooth purchase to New Orleans and or the surrounding areas. So it's so funny because I have several friends that are from the West Bank and they have this really cool accent and they talk funny, like funny meaning like funny, entertaining kind of funny because it's cool. They have like their own dialect basically. And so funny was playing a trick on a friend who lives in the West Bank. And I mean, only a West Banker would talk like this, right? I was dying laughing. So yes, we did play a prank on her and it did involve a prank call and it did involve a free sack of crawfish advertised. Won't mention any more details than that. Anyway, so we call her up, we're like, hey, we're calling about that free sack of crawfish. This is her response. Honey, you the second person that done called me. I ain't got no crawfish. I'm like, oh my God, like literally peeing on myself laughing. So freaking funny. So that's kind of like the West Bank. Anyway, so most New Orleanians take sides, like West Bank versus East Bank, right? It's like a friendly rivalry basically. And so I'm more loyal to the West Bank. The person who wrote the article that I'm utilizing, and we'll put a link below to it, is more partial to the East Bank. But they talk about like some of the cool, unique last name, like the Gattusos is just one name as an example. So while New Orleans is kind of brimming with great Vietnamese food, the West Bank is more about the authentic Vietnamese establishments. So Nine Roses is one of the best Vietnamese establishments on the West Bank. So make sure you check out Nine Roses for sure. One notable thing to try is the Bo Nuong Vi. I promise you I said that one wrong, which is served on a tabletop grill with beef, shrimp, and squid that you cook yourself. So some people might think that sounds really cool and amazing. I think it sounds absolutely horrible because I can't cook for shit. So no one ever wants me to cook. I get invited to places, they're like, hey, you bring a dish, you bring a dish, you bring a dish. Stephanie, can you please bring a bag of chips? That's how it goes. So I didn't want to go somewhere and cook my own food because I promise you I'm gonna mess it up. But apparently it's something that other people do like, and so you might want to check that out. So they mention NOLA Motorsports as another West Bank versus East Bank thing, and I love NOLA Motorsports. They actually did not renew their, what's it called? Supercar agreement that they had. But so now you can go and ride and race and drive go-karts, which is super fun. I have a cousin that he's young and he does all those races and stuff. They actually have a day like a Porsche day or the Porsche Club, you can go and race your Porsche on the track. I absolutely love the track at NOLA Motorsports. I have driven every supercar that they've had there, every single one, couple different Porsches, couple different Lamborghinis, just a bunch. I think they had the McLaren one time, the Nissan GTR, what was my favorite one? The Ferrari. So there's lots of cool stuff to go there. That would be really fun if you want to be a Formula One racer, which is actually my dream job, is to race super fast cars. Love it. So when you're on the West Bank, you have to check out Jean Lafitte Park. There are nearby parks that make it easy to step out of the hubbub of the city and go into its 23,000 acres of bayous and marshes and beautiful wildflowers. And I agree with that. Of course, when it's not flooding, because then you'll have to wear your shrimp boots, but I agree with that as well. The Mississippi may be a classic dividing line for the United States, but for the city of New Orleans, it's a false boundary. What we call the West Bank is actually directed south from the East Bank, but in New Orleans, we rarely refer to the majestic north or south, magnetic north or south. Our roads almost never go into a straight line. So you're looking at more references like Lakeside versus Riverside versus Uptown versus Downtown, not north, south, east, or west. Especially when it comes to me, because I have no sense of direction, and north is whatever way that I'm facing, just in case you're ever wondering. So if you want to give me directions, don't tell me north or south, because I'm going to go absolutely in the wrong direction. So south or west, the other bank is not as far away as it may seem. It's never been easier to ferry ride or drive across ever since they connected the tolls on the river's bridges. The ferries are also bike friendly. I apparently cannot talk today. And it makes a lot of ease in communication and back and forth and connecting the East Bank to the West Bank in relation to New Orleans and all that fun stuff. So Ann Curry, giving props to her who wrote the article that I've pulled some information from today. She votes the East Bank. I vote West Bank being the best bank. For those few reasons that I mentioned, including really great, amazing, down-home, awesome people. And throughout my lifetime, I did live on the West Bank for a little while as well. And some of my best friends now still live on the West Bank. I'll actually be there in a few weeks. We're gonna hang out in the French Quarter and then go chill out at her house on the West Bank, probably for the weekend. So West Bank, best bank, yes. I vote West Bank over East Bank, and that is a serious tongue twister. So be sure to check out our other videos, like and subscribe to the channel. Pretty please drop me a comment of if you vote West Bank versus East Bank, and if you think cooking your own food sounds fun when I think it sounds terrible. And again, if you're looking to move and buy in 9 days or 90 days, give me a call, shoot me a text, or send me an email. Look forward to seeing you around town.